okay, for 2019, I'm just going to just sit here and just let her do her thing, okay? I'm not even going to do anything. I'm going to just sit like right here. I'm not even going to act like I know how to dance. 2019, I'm going to stay in my lane and I'm going to leave her music alone. She's an old head. Yes, she is. She's an old head, so yeah.
That's what I said, boy, you didn't know that.
I'm going to let her enjoy her music for a chance. I'm going to just sit here. And I don't think she really cares neither.
I'm talking square bits to you, baby. Square.
Who?
I'm talking love, that is.
I'm just going to just sit here.
I'm talking square bits to you, baby.
2019, she's on another level.
That is.
She is.
Hi, guys. I'm Tawana.
I'm Michael.
And we are the
Can't Get Right Couple. Happy 2019, officially.
Officially. And you know what? Today I signed paperwork for him, and I ended up putting 12-3. I had to scratch it. I was like, oh, we're not in December no more.
No, we're not at all.
Yes.
So, but hey, guys, we are so welcome that you guys.
You so welcome. We're so thankful.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
We're thankful that you guys have been rocking with us, and we are appreciative that you decided to tune in with us tonight.
She's really trying her best. She's not feeling too well tonight. She's up under the what's name.
Yes.
I do
we
not.
Come from Florida, 80-something degree weather down to 40-something degree weather. For some reason, my nose got stuffy.
So before we move on, I just want to ask you guys a question. Okay, so we ended up spending our 20th anniversary. What she said we wasn't going to do. We ended up going to see the ball game in Atlanta, Florida. And we wasn't supposed to check out of our hotel until Saturday. But once the game was over, we in 80-degree weather. And she's like, well, nothing else to do here in Orlando. Let's go home. And I was like, do you really want to go home? And she was like, yes, we're going home. And I'm like, the 40 degrees weather?
But we just moved from Orlando.
I don't.
So what is there to do?
Yeah, but
go in the stores and shop. It wasn't.
It was just, look, we didn't go to the beach. I didn't get to go.
Oh, wait a minute. I asked you.
Because you was.
I asked you. I was ready to go home, but I was willing to go to Kentucky and play.
Kentucky?
And watch.
Oh, yeah.
I was willing to go to Florida and watch Kentucky play.
And that's why I was so. That's why I was like.
If you really wanted to go to the game, to the beach, we would have went to the beach. Once the game was over, y'all, I was just ready to go. We knew where we were going. First of all, let's back up. Our hotel was in the freaking boondocks.
Yes,
we paid about $10 in tolls just to get to our hotel once we got into town. So that irritated me. First of all.
Well, you know.
And we're not going to be petty in 2019. Well. But I just want to let y'all know that I was a little irritated. Period.
Well, first of all, I appreciate you for going to Orlando on your 20th anniversary celebration and allowing me to watch the ball game. I do. That's the reason why I was willing to compromise of her using
you still talking about it. I would have never said anything about it.
I compromised her feelings because she wanted to go. She didn't want to stay in Florida no more. So I've already gotten what I wanted. And despite me wanting to go to the beach and maybe get some fishing in, it was okay that I did not get to do those things because I got to go down there for the ultimate goal, which was to watch the ball club, my Wildcats win the ball game. So
I'm just saying, if you really wanted to go, you could have said, "Babe, can we stay?" We could have stayed another day.
But you've already given me what I wanted. You given me the opportunity to go to the ball game. Now it's my time to give back to you. And you didn't want to be in Florida. You was disgruntled. You was a disgruntled guest. So I said, you know what?
Not disgruntled.
So I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and say, let's just go home.
How you say I was disgruntled?
I'm not upset that we went home. I'm sad because now I got a daydream about what it would have been at the beach in Tampa. But now I gotta sit here and look outside at the cloudy days. Miserable.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Why don't you go to YouTube and look up Tampa Tampa Beach.
I
Beaches in
I
Tampa
do
or
that.
Clearwater.
I do
and
that.
you could just be like this.
But you know what? But other than that, let me ask you guys a question: who would wanted to stay in Orlando for a couple more days and go to the beach and maybe get some fishing in, or who would have wanted to go to the ball game, go back to the hotel, pack, and then leave the very next morning? That's what she wanted to do, and I was okay with it. So this is not me complaining. I'm just hurt. I'm sad. But
That means you're complaining.
well, I'm not complaining because I love you, and I drove.
So why even bring it up?
And
then?
I drove most of the way home. So
First,
anyway,
let's back up. Let's talk about this driving thing because somebody tells me, babe, go ahead. You know you're gonna be. Just go ahead and just go ahead. I got it because
No.
I'm a morning person anyway. This dude tells me basically
that's a
to
new
just
word,
go-
dude.
To go sit down in the passenger seat and relax.
Yeah,
I got you.
I do because I know.
So what is the problem? Why you
'Cause-
keep bringing up the old stuff? Now, like I said, we're not bringing the pettiness into 2019.
Okay, I got you. I got you. But anyway, can we? Yeah. So that's pretty much our trip to Orlando.
But it was nice.
And
I
it was
enjoy.
cool, though.
That's one of the biggest things that I miss about Florida. My house and the weather.
And the
I
sun.
mean,
It was
you
so
go
sunny
into
and beautiful.
December. You going to go in the fall and winter time to Florida.
And it's great.
December is 80 something degree weather, and here we come back and
And
it's
40
like
degrees.
40 something.
It is, but
Yeah.
but we really enjoyed it, and my team won. So you okay?
Yeah,
I love you.
yeah,
You love me too,
yeah.
dude.
Whatever.
Anyway, but tonight we want to do something very cool. We want to ask you guys: have you, as a couple and individually, sat down and really discussed how 2018 was to you guys, as a family, as a couple, individually? Have you guys had a chance to really sit down and really see, how things really was? Was it a roller coaster? Was it solid? Was it mostly down? Was it mostly up? How did it really go for you guys? For us personally, of course, we started out 2018 living in Orlando, so we was still we was okay, but we was still kind of going through a rough time in 2018. Not as a couple, but Orlando never felt like home. So we was really struggling with making friends and all that kind of stuff.
Especially after purchasing a house, we weren't renting. We weren't in an apartment or renting someone's home. We owned our own.
We had a
home.
house built.
So that was the biggest issue for us.
Yeah.
And taking the kids from school to school just wasn't an option anymore. So we had to figure something out.
Yes.
So when we decided, and it was last minute to just pick up and move.
Yeah.
And I have to say, for me, personally,
we have been hitting at it.
he just cut me off.
We've been hitting on it, on and off, been joking, blah, blah, blah. But I think it was just one day where I think we was in the car and I said, hey, how do you feel about just selling the house and just moving closer to home? And she looked at me and she was like, let's do it. And I thought she was joking. But
well, first of all, we was going to, before we even decided, we was going to try to move to New York. But
yes,
the way New York is set up with their rent and their bills
and our bank account, that didn't work out too good.
all of us would have. Well, I mean, yeah, all of us would have had to work. I mean, but the cost of living is high, but the pay is higher too.
Yeah.
So we still would have, made out. You know what I'm
Our
saying?
little girl would have had to get a job. It was so expensive. Yeah,
She would have had to bag some groceries.
Yeah, she would have. Expensive, really expensive.
Yes, but like he said, I think most of our struggles came from us individually, but also with our business, with our hair business, because it took off, but then it plateaued, and it was just like trying to deal with, okay, now that it has plateaued and it's not really going up. What are some of the things? Do we give it up? Do we do this? What else can we do to bring another source of income into the home? I mean, we still were good, but those I think those were the biggest struggles I had for 2018. I'm not exactly sure what your
I guess that's our individual
individual
For
struggle.
me, it was more mental than anything. I think I was starting to really get a lot more depressed because I didn't have any friends. We didn't have any, we didn't really. I mean, we had friends. We knew people.
We didn't have friends. We had associates.
See, here's the problem with us. We stayed at home all day, and we did what we had to do from home. So when the average person, they went to work all day long. So when they got off from work, they was ready to come home and just sat down and chill. We was looking for the adult time with other adults, and we wasn't getting that. And we wasn't really mad at nobody, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't have it, and we was really longing for that.
Yeah.
And because of that, it didn't bring a line. It didn't bring anything, negative between the two of us. We didn't fall out. We didn't have any arguments, nothing like that. But just as a whole, you can just feel a cloud over our life in a sense that no matter what we did, we just, we had tickets to we had tickets to Universal Studios.
We had yearly passes, so we could go
after
anytime
a while,
we wanted.
it was just like, yeah, whatever. I don't want to go. Because
That was
really,
you, not me.
Well, I mean, you really wanted to have
That other adult.
yes,
You know.
you really do.
And I mean, let's not misconstrue. We don't need friends on a daily basis to make us happy, but it does make a big difference when you do have other like-minded adults around you
That you can just have fun and laugh with.
hang around with, so
Also,
I think that was the biggest thing.
You guys don't forget that we like to hear from you guys too, as far as how was your year? Did you guys have a good year as a couple? Did you have a good year, a bad year as an individual? Go ahead and leave it in the comments, and we're going to try to address some of those, or we're going to try to talk about some of the issues and stuff that we see. But yeah, so once we decided to make our move in February, or not in February, but in like March, probably March, April.
It was late February, early March, and
So,
I mean, like, it was like
it went really.
bam. It went like, okay,
it went
we're
really
going to
fast.
sell.
So
That's when we started putting it on the market. We actually drove to Atlanta. We went to Kentucky that time too, because that was spring break week, right? Through spring kids spring break. We ended up driving through Atlanta.
Looked at houses in that way.
Was looking at houses, but y'all,
The traffic there was it was horrible.
The traffic at that time was horrible.
Even on the outskirts of Atlanta,
Yes, and
it was bad.
And we had family from his side and my side. We didn't even think to contact his family. I contacted my family, which they weren't available. She know who she is. But I think if we had somebody to help us maneuver around some of those things, I think ATL would have probably been our spot.
Yeah.
And they have beautiful houses in ATL.
Oh,
Without
yeah.
a shadow of a doubt. You get in a mansion for a little or nothing.
Oh yeah.
But
you get a lot of house for your money.
yeah, so we had to really make some moves and make some things happen. And that was stressful in itself because we didn't know the area. So we had to rely on us and our GPS, which new roads, etc. Y'all know how it is. So I'm not gonna get all into that. But it was just a lot of things. And so once we went through, Kentucky and, we went to Tennessee, saw a couple houses in Murfreesboro, New Smyrna. Houses were beautiful, but they just weren't in our price range. I mean, absolutely amazing, but we didn't want to stress ourselves out trying to make sure that mortgage is paid, outside of our budget of what we wanted to pay.
So here's the funny story. Our realtor calls us when we in the car. I think we're actually on our way back to Florida from Atlanta. And she actually calls us, and she's throwing out some places. And she actually mentioned, she said, well, have you guys ever thought about living in Clarksville, Tennessee? And I was like, no, not at all. Not
at all.
Not in the slightest way.
Not a little bit.
So, long story short, we thought about it. He said, we called her back, and we asked her to send us some information on some houses. And lo and behold,
that was under the same builder because we were trying to stay with the same builder that built our first home.
Yes. So lo and behold, we like what they was talking about. We liked the home. We was close to home. The traffic we knew wasn't going to be horrible. and we were still, you know, able to get and spend time with family time, which was a great idea. And
the only negative side to it, with our first home, we were able to go with our home from when it broke ground up until the day we moved in.
Yes.
So we watched our house be built. We watched our rooms be built. We watched our bathrooms. We watched everything come to what it was at the end. And this one was already built. So all the whatever nooks and crannies that,
so,
you know.
Long story short, our house there was amazing. And coming here, although we're close to family, and it ain't the house that we moved in now.
You know what? Don't even go into that. We're gonna that's gonna be another video. We're gonna talk about our house buying in another video. That should be very interesting.
So here we are now today. So let's talk about the Can't Get Right couple. You guys are amazing, okay? You guys are really, really amazing. We started out at the kitchen table wanting to make couples laugh, okay? That was our goal. And
it's still our goal.
Of course, it's still our goal. We want to make couples happy. We wanted to encourage couples through our videos, you know, and it was just something, hey, let's jump on camera and let's go do this. So we didn't realize that so many people like yourselves would be that interested in seeing our videos and listening to us. And because of that, you guys are simply amazing. As far as where we're going, what are you looking at?
You got this.
Don't see. There we go again. I think we are. Don't do that, please. I love you. Right. Look at her. She stops everything when she sees a pimple. So you guys have really made this Can't Get Right couple. I won't say thing. You guys have really helped us so much in really getting it started. And you know, this is how our year ended, with you guys supporting us. And now because of that, like I said in previous videos, I mean, our YouTube, we got our YouTube page up and going. We have podcasts. We have a group here on Facebook. We have a fan page, and it's just like things we really never really, you know, to say when we first sat down and wanted to say, yo, this is what we're going to end up doing. This is our goals for this. No, it wasn't our goal. But now that we have this, we're embracing this, you know, because God has given us this ability to laugh together and come before you guys. So we take what we do very serious, and we really appreciate you guys with all of our heart for you guys supporting us. And we want you guys to go with us in 2019, and we want to make this the best year ever. I mean, we want this year to be an explosion of the Can't Get Right couple. And we know that we can't do that without you guys' support from our podcast, from my YouTube page, from our Facebook, from our Facebook page. Our commitment to you guys is we will always be real. We will always be sincere, and we will always be transparent. And when we go through things, we're gonna share it with you guys, you know. And because if we're expecting you guys to share your life with us, then we have to share our life with you guys too as well. So, you know, people say, well, keep bad things behind closed doors. Well, you guys are disclosing some of your stuff to us. So that means we're going to have to do the same thing for you guys. And you guys are going to have to help us get through our hard times if you guys are, you know, letting us help you through yours. Sorry.
I think that's going to close out the video. I mean, like.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go.
Really?
I'm sorry. I'm just, you know, I'm just one of those people where I've always been like.
It's not a bad thing.
No. I'm just one of those people that I'm so appreciative of when someone does something for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just a little kid from Franklin, Kentucky, and there's nothing special about me, and for me to be on this platform like this, to have you guys listening to me, you know, it's Thursday night. You guys could be doing anything in the world, you know what I'm saying? But you guys have chose to spend time with us on a regular basis, and for that, I'm emotional. I'm not gonna cry. I cry in front of her. I won't cry in front of you guys tonight, but we will. We love you guys. So come on, guys. I need you guys to talk to me. what are some of the things that you know, how did the year go for you guys? Let us know. You okay?
Is it still on?
Yeah, it's still on. Hmm?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on. Come on, what do you guys, how was your year? Any questions? Comments? Is it still on?
I guess.
Yeah, it's still on. Our internet, see, I guess it's still on. Our internet and stuff is kind of acting up tonight, so if it's delayed, I don't know. So hope not. And what's wrong?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it's working, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you guys thought about 2018 as a couple? Did you and your spouse have a great year, or do you guys got things to work on in 2019?
We had to really make some moves and make some things happen.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that nothing was stalling. Cause,
Yeah.
You know, so
Has anybody asked any questions or made any comments? She's just gonna check her phone because sometimes we can't keep up with what everybody's saying. What are you doing? Did anybody leave any comments, anything like that?
I mean, yeah, people left comments. I
Okay,
mean,
so anything
Gavin
that-
said, "Great question, hey brother man." Just want to thank you guys for tuning in, for real.
Yeah.
Just really, 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 really want to thank you for tuning in. But yeah, and I probably might do a Q&A one day. I have to get it set up and figure out how many questions am I going to take, or how are we going to go back doing the Q&A questions that you want to ask us.
Yeah.
We could do one together as a couple. We could do one individually.
Well, I don't want to get too far ahead because this is like part one of the three.
No, I mean it got to be right now.
Well, that's what I'm
just
saying.
for the future.
I'm only responding to what you said. So basically, and someone recommended a couple of days ago that in 2019 that I can do some things where I can talk to the ladies from a man's perspective. She can talk to the men from a lady's perspective. I can talk to the men, and she can also talk to the ladies. So we're gonna mix it up more than just us. Just hey, we're gonna just talk together as a couple to everybody. We're gonna try to get gender specific, and I thought that was really great. And so someone who's in the group, they actually recommended that, and when he recommended it and when he suggested it, I was like, that's perfect. That is absolutely an excellent idea to do that. So we don't mind taking, we only good as the people who watches us and who makes recommendations on things. So we're very open to that. And if you have something that you think we should talk about, then please inbox us, let us know, go to the group on, and let us know, ask the question, and we can definitely bring it live or whatever, make a YouTube video about it. And so yeah, we just.
And if you'd rather be discreet about it, that's fine.
Yes, that's why I said if you just want to be discreet and inbox it, and we don't have to say your name on air or nothing like that. We can just talk about the situation, and we can just try to go from there as far as how how a majority or whoever would actually deal with the issue at hand. So our job is not to put anybody out there on blast. If it's got to be discreet, then it's got to be discreet. That's just how it is. And we would truly respect that, and no names will be given. So, but if you give us a great advice of something to do, if you don't mind us saying it, we would really like to say it. So the guy who actually gave, his first name is Roy. I think it's Gibbons. My fault.
Gibbons. Roy Gibbons.
Yes. He is really behind the screens. Me and him has been talking a lot. And he's really good, and he's really been helping me. And I don't mind giving him the credit for helping me, helping us, as a matter of fact, because everything is kind of based off of us, but it's his help. So I just want to make sure that he gets the recognition that he deserves.
We still need to work on us.
That's that.
Yeah, girl, I know. And one of those things you could just, time management. When I tell you I have the worst time management, unless it's something that I have to get done like immediately, I'm the worst. Because I think for me, my biggest thing is I want to work on my. Can you let me do it?
I'm sorry.
You ain't got to tell them my business.
Well, hey, I just said we're going to be transparent.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I want to work on my procrastination. I procrastinate a lot. It's a shame how much I procrastinate. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it. Whatever. It's okay. Until it's time crunch and I need to get it done. And then I'm rushing and carrying on and running around like a chicken with a head cut off trying to get it done. So that's something that I'm working on, my time management. And that's why I started to map out my days. We're not working like full time out of the home yet, so it's a little bit easier to work around certain things. So right now I'm still working on it, but yeah, stuff just y'all just gotta work out, get a calendar with the times on it, and just if you could scape out like maybe an hour or two before he goes or you come home or something like that. That was a video that we did on before, taking that time out of the day. But I know when you got to get those coins, see, those bills got to be paid and things need to be done. But if you say once a month, you have to scave out a few hours for yourself and just go do something, even if it's, well, not for a walk because it's probably too cold, for a drive, or maybe go to a light dinner or something like that, and just sit and just talk and without the phones. We did something today. We left our phones in the car and we went in.
She left her phone in the car because it was charged. So I thought I'd just join her and say, you know what, let's just leave the phone in the car. We're good. So she left hers, so I left mine, and together we had a good conversation. I had to put that out there.
I didn't need you to indulge that information.
Well, hey, it helped. But
I would have took if I really wanted my phone, I would have took it in
exactly.
with 2% on it and let it just die.
Here's my thing on that right there. Yes, you can ask questions.
You can ask questions, Duffy, but this video is more or less, what have you evaluated your whole year of 2018 as a couple and as an individual?
Yes.
But yeah, if you got a question, shoot it out, girl. Cause I'm here, girl.
One thing that I say, Stephanie, for you that I learned is that when two people, despite of their different schedules, when they are determined that they need to have that quality time and that they need to spend quality time together, they usually find a way to make that happen. So that's kind of how I live by, and that's pretty much with anything,
Go ahead, babe. I'm just reading.
If you guys have to look at like a 2 week out from now and be like, hey, okay, you work second shift, I'll work first shift. Maybe you can go in. Maybe you could take like a half an evening and go in a little bit later than usual, and maybe we can grab dinner or something before you go to work. Or maybe you can leave work. Maybe 4 hours early, and then maybe I can see if I can go into work 4 hours later. So both of you guys are compromising so that you guys can get that quality time in. And some people think quality time has to be 10, 12, 20 hours, a whole full day. Sometimes just that couple of hours of just being together and just being out together and just doing what you guys, the interest that you guys share together as a couple, sometimes that goes a great deal and a long way.
Yeah, because it just gives you time to sit and reflect on the day and reflect on things that y'all need to talk about that y'all haven't talked about. And just to see how each other is going. Y'all physically fine because you guys see each other just in passing. But mentally, how are you doing today, babe? How was your day? And just really listening to that person vent. And so our next question, Delphi says, as a woman, I want to know how women get past the silent treatment. Now, girl, you're going to have to explain that.
Basically,
I'm really either genuinely upset or hurt. As a woman, I can't pretend the issue didn't occur. My husband just wants to move on. I can't. I need to address my feelings. Well, address them.
well, she has to have somebody to address them with. As if he's not going to stand around to sit down to give her the quality time or the time to actually express her feelings, then it can't be one-sided. She can't just like vent her own self, you know. And if you're in a relationship, then you have to do it. Now, the silent, you know, I mean,
So watch the UK game together.
as a couple, you guys have to really come together and really understand that communication is
Well, and that, I guess that would be
you
my
know,
next question, Duffy, is the communication. I guess the communication lines are not open there, or are they one-sided? That's one of those things where you're just gonna have to go deep and just try. You might have to really pay attention to him, even though he's giving you the solid treatment. You need to really watch him and see what's going on, what's triggering, what's what, so you can see how you can go in and dive in and
into the situation.
yeah, you biting your lip.
No, I'm listening to you.
Oh, no, don't.
Come on, you're my boo, baby. I'm listening to you. Don't get cut.
Yeah.
I got you.
So yeah, you might have to just pay attention to his language. You might have to pay attention to see what's going on, especially if he's not verbally communicating with you, and that's mentally stressing you out.
I'm gonna say something that maybe might not be a very popular opinion, but in my opinion, if we as an adult, if we're in a relationship, now this is just my opinion, but if you're in a relationship and
You're the silent treater.
yeah,
Girl,
if you're in a relationship and you're given the silent treatment, then I think that's very petty. Because that's just my opinion, and it might not sound good to people, but I'm being
he must
real.
be talking about me because I give him the silent
Because here it is. We're together as a couple. We're together. We're strong. Okay? As a man, he don't like to be shut out. As a woman, she don't like to be shut out. So why if that's the case, then why is it that I shut you out, but I don't like to be shut out, but I'm gonna shut you out, but then you don't like to be shut out, but then you shut me out? That's just being petty. That lines of communication has got to be stronger. There's got to be something there that is going to bring you guys closer together, so you guys can understand is this. We're not going to bed angry. It's not happening. Okay.
Oh yeah, he won't let me go.
If all possible,
even if I don't feel like talking to him, I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
yeah.
And he'd be like, nope.
Even if there's an argument 5 minutes before it's time to walk out the door for work, there's got to be a way that you guys can fix that before the sun goes down that night. Somehow, some way, if all possible. And the silent treatment, giving one or the other silent treatment, to me, it's just, in my opinion, it's just very unacceptable.
So Duffy, tell me this: why are you giving him the silent treatment? Or you can inbox me if you don't want to put it on here. You can inbox me and let me know what's going on, because it's a little bit deeper, and we need to try to figure this out. Disclaimer: we are not counselors.
Yes,
we're just a couple that's been together for 20 years, and we've been through some things, so we just want to share.
Yeah, but we don't go through the silent treatment. I'm sorry, we're not perfect.
I give the silent treatment. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
She tries to give me the silent treatment.
I give him the silent treatment up to a certain extent, because he's not going to allow me to go to bed. He's not going to allow me to walk around the house. I'll just tell him I don't feel like talking about it right now. Just give me a few minutes.
Well,
that's what I got to tell him now. I can't just not say anything.
And a few minutes is exactly what that is. It's a few minutes. It may be an hour. It may be 2 hours. But I tell you what, it ain't gonna be much longer than that, because I'm not going for that. We're not doing the silent treatment. We're gonna fix it. If I did something to you that hurt you, I need to know so I can apologize for it. But we need to talk about the issue. Sorry, and we need to fix it.
Okay, so let me understand, Delphi. You're saying that He's shutting you down?
Yes, he's shutting her down. He's not listening to her when there's an issue and she wants to address it. Then he's pushing her back. He's telling her, I don't want to deal with it. Let's just drop it. But she's not the kind of person that's just going to just drop it. She wants to. That's kind of like you and I. You be like, leave it alone. I don't want to talk about it. But me, I want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So they're in this.
I'm not saying that I don't want to talk. I'm not going to never talk about it. It's just that at that point, I'm to a point where I don't feel like talking to nobody. I don't want to talk. So just give me a few minutes, and I want to.
But to her,
and then I'll come back.
But to her and her situation, her man just don't want to talk about it. He's done. So I see your pain. I see where you're coming from. It bothers you. It's just like, okay, and it might not even be something serious. It'd be like, yo, I think we need to separate. It could just be by, you didn't wash the dishes tonight, and then that upset me. Well, let's talk about it. No, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm sorry. It happened. I do better. But we need to address the issue right now, because see, what people fail to understand is you might get upset over something small, and you might have a little silence over something small. And then the next day rolls on, okay, well, everything's okay. But guess what? That little problem was never addressed. Okay? It was never addressed. So now the next time something happens, then guess what? It just piles on. It keeps piling on. And then before it's all over, sorry, that's my daughter. My boys are sending her downstairs to ask for everything. So, but if you don't address the small issues, then they pile up. And then all of a sudden, boom, everything blows up.
So you're saying, okay, so when you're trying to express it, he tells you to drop it, and then you go into the silence treatment. So when you go into the silence treatment, is he trying to help you in figuring out why you're being silent, or he's just basically telling you he don't care?
I think he's saying he don't care. Let's just drop it. From what I'm reading. But things have to be addressed. But I guess I can see why. I can see why she wants to go to the silent treatment, because now he's just shutting down. So like, what else is she supposed to do? So then she starts giving him the silence treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need that. We need to have that side talk.
Yeah.
Because
so
it's a little bit
basically, I mean, if you're in a relationship, I feel, once again, in my opinion, I feel that you owe it to your significant other, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your spouse, whoever. I feel like you owe them the opportunity to sit down and talk about it. You shouldn't just drop it because you feel like dropping it.
I get what you're saying now, definitely. You can't have peace if you're not communicating and talking about it. It's just built up animosity, and then what it turns in and boils down to is you're going to have an argument later.
Yeah.
But you're going to turn around and try to say drop it, and it's going to keep boiling over and going to the same thing. Me personally, when I get to a point, me and him, we have hashed it out, like out loud, whatever. I tell him how I feel, he tell me how I feel. But sometimes,
after I say what I'm feeling, then it's a wrap.
Sometimes at that particular moment, at that particular moment, it's not that I'm trying to tell him I don't want to talk about it, period. It's just right at that time, I don't want to talk about it because I need to get my thoughts together and get myself together. So when we do get back as one to talk about it, then we can go ahead and hash it out and discuss it in a calm manner. Because
I like what Miss Tracy just said to Delphi.
You can't have peace till you discuss it. Exactly. There's never going to be.
Yeah. So I don't know how people can go to bed without not having these discussions, because I can't lay over in the bed and be like, look, we have this beef going on. We have these issues. You know what? Turn the light on. Let's talk about this issue.
Yeah, I think one day I never went to sleep. I don't think I went to sleep because I was up, so he had the light on all night.
I think in 20 years, I think we went to bed upset with each other one time in 20 years.
And I don't even think we still made up. I don't even think we fully went to bed upset. I think we still ended up hashing it out. And yeah, I don't think we
call it heated discussions.
Yeah, we call it heated discussions.
But we do. There's no name calling. We never call each other names when we have an argument. You know what I'm saying? We fight above the belt, if that's what you want to say.
Lights on, boo boo. Yes, lights on. And I be so mad and so sleepy at the same time. And he want to keep the light on. He be like,
Yep.
Nope.
I ain't.
We're not going to bed.
I'm determined.
He be like this with his fingers.
I'll be determined to make sure that if it's anything that I can do in my household to make it where we can have peace, I try my very best to do that. It is.
And there you have it.
Yep. Because I've seen a lot of not so peace in my family that I refuse to have, not to have peace in my own family. So we don't have peace.
And we always said that. Excuse me. And we always said that because nobody's promised tomorrow.
Yes.
So if y'all go to bed angry tonight, and one of y'all don't wake up the next morning, y'all never finish that discussion. Now you've got that on your heart.
Forever.
Why? Where did this start from? And you're going to be questioning yourself for the rest of your life, trying to figure out, well, what happened? Why? You're going to be in turmoil for a long time.
Yes,
because you're
you
like,
will be.
well, what happened? Why? What was it that we couldn't fix? What was it that we went to bed so angry, and now my spouse is not here anymore for us to hash it out and
Exactly.
and compromise on what was going on. So yeah, it's hard. Nobody.
Well, we appreciate that it's
Yeah,
helpful.
if it's
Thank you.
helpful, and sometimes men not wrap too tight. Sometimes it takes them a minute
Sometimes.
to get it where we coming from, because as women,
Well, women are.
we have
women
like
are,
5 different
Well, women are.
bipolar.
Well, I've always said that women are dysfunctional creatures. So, but we love you guys, though. I love you. Don't look at me like that. Please don't look at me like that. I love you. You my baby. But women are dysfunctional.
We're revolutionary women.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay then. All
We
right.
have 5 million things going on.
My
in
job
our
is
minds.
to
And
support you.
It's really hard for men to try to grasp every little thing that we're going through. They can't fix everything. So if we're going through like 5 different people within our mind, they can't figure it out. So continue to try.
Yes.
I mean, you're not to the point where y'all both want to leave each other. So there's room for growth.
Great.
So
That's great. Thank you so much for revolutionary. I know, right?
yeah.
Thank you so much for
And
for
also tell him, don't be taking that pettiness into 2019. This is only the 3rd day. Tell him he got a little bit of time. Tell him, let's go.
Yeah, let's go into 2019 the right way.
Yes, we're going to be in 2020 in less than a year. Let's go.
362 days to be correct. But anyway, is there anyone else out there who want to comment as far as how their year for 2018 went as a couple?
You don't have to. Don't cut me off no more.
I'm sorry, I love you though. Anyway, yeah, because I'm revolutionary, so I gotta keep it moving. I gotta move forward with time.
Yes, we're always evolving.
Yeah, trying to.
That's how our hormones work.
Yes, I think so. Well, the way my hormones are set up, it won't let me evolve very much.
Yes.
So
The one thing, if you don't have any goals for 2019, the one goal is just to stay true to yourself. Because if
Yes.
you can't be true to yourself, then you can't be true to nobody.
that is right.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
So
but-
so I guess everyone else that's watching, I assume that you guys have a relationship, but you guys had a flawless 2018, and
or
there was,
maybe it's too bad y'all really don't want to talk about it.
you don't
That's
want to
okay.
talk about it. That's fine too.
That's okay. That's okay.
This
you
is
know?
it. This wants you guys to know if
This
you.
is a judgment-free zone.
This is a completely
But
judgment-free
we
zone.
do need to hit those areas where we
Yes.
can do better. There's always room for improvement. We know people that's been married 40, 50
Thank you
years.
so much.
That always
You know-
need improvement. Nobody's perfect.
You know, we over the holiday period we was able to get together with a group of people, and I wasn't expecting to do anything dealing with couples, but one of the people that was in the group asked me, or actually told my wife to make sure that I have questions ready, so we can discuss this at our gathering. I wasn't really expecting it, so I said, okay, cool, that's what we do. I have no problem. I love talking to. So it wasn't it didn't really go over as well as maybe we had hoped as a group, but good things did come out of it. And one of the things that was really talked about in the group session or the group circle is that despite not everyone really wanting to really talk about relationships at this event, the whole thing that really people was trying to understand is as couples, we can all learn from each other. You know, we can all get something out. It's something that somebody else says. 33 years, that's awesome.
Boom.
That is awesome. I just hope to get to the 20 years in 1 month. So, you know, but as when you get together with other couples, when you start talking, then there's a chance that you can learn, you know, that you can learn from other couples. What's that? What's wrong?
Did you say 20 years in 1 month?
That was a joke. Anyway, look at her. Look at that face. So you'd be surprised when you could just sit around with a group of people and talk about relationships.
And the thing is that people have to understand, it's not digging into your relationship. It's not digging down deep down and see what's going on. What it is that couples, we don't get together no more because we have texting. We have social media. So nobody's really sitting in group settings anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe once in a blue moon.
Only when someone dies.
Yeah.
That's the only time we
or
get together.
A wedding.
Or a wedding.
So it's
You know
like one of those things where it was refreshing to get every single point of view.
It was.
Even though the point of views might have been very similar, each person had their own way of saying what their pro and their con or their like or dislike about the question or what was said. And that is what's awesome about it. And it makes you really think.
It makes you think
about it makes you think and reevaluate yourself.
It does.
And see what you could do better in your own relationship.
It does.
You can learn from people older than you. You can learn some things from people younger than you, but it also goes into your maturity. Where you
It
at?
does. Yeah,
That's
where
the
you at
biggest
right
thing.
here.
It is your maturity. It hands down is your maturity and your self-evaluation. So if you're not mature with it, then you're not going to give the best
and
information.
And I have to say, there was some really good questions that was asked. Not just because I was asking the question, but I actually put together maybe about 6-7 questions total, whatever, not too many. But the question was really good, and the responses from the people that was there, you know, I hadn't been around a lot of these. You know, I hadn't really been around most of them in a long time. So to actually hear their perspective as adults, because I've been gone for so long, but to hear their perspective on how they felt about a particular question. I mean, some questions really got people's attention. Some people's their voices might have elevated a little bit more than usual. But you heard people's passion for the question. You heard how they was really putting a real effort into answering the question. And then the beautiful part about the whole thing is other people learn from that. That was a really good point. I've never seen it like that.
Yeah.
You know, we've had people, you know, in the group, we've been married the longest. But we have people who've been married a couple of months. People who's been married, 6 years? Some people have been married just a couple of years. So it was a really good mixture of people who was in the group who had opinions. We actually had a couple who was not married, but they had some good input. Yeah. But they also had a chance to listen to what was being said by more experienced people.
Couples.
You know what I'm saying?
So they can take that information into their relationship to make their relationship even better than what it currently is for them.
Because in 2019, well, I can't get into that because that's like part 3 of this series of looking back and moving forward. So, but guys, this is what this is about. This is about relationships being happy. This is about relationship. This is about 2 people who are in a relationship, in love, go to bed happy as often as possible. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Can't Get Right stands for. That's who we are. That's what we desire. We desire for everybody that's in a relationship, whenever it's possible, to be healthy in a relationship and be happy.
Yep. And like we said, day to day, in and day out, is not going to be a perfect standpoint. It's not going to be a perfect setting. You know, you're going to have those days. And that's okay. And that's all a part of compromising and what you knowing what your true commitment is to your spouse or your person that you're in a relationship with. So guys, just remember this forum is for married couples, but it's also for people that are in relationships, that are engaged, for you to take little snippets of what is being said to apply it to your life in your relationship. And even if you don't, if you just need a good laugh or whatever. So, yeah. So, may I ask what you're doing, Mr. Spencer?
I'm not doing anything. I'm grown.
So, yeah.
But once again, we just want to say, as we close this video, we just have to continue to, to thank you guys for helping us make 2018. And everything really kind of happened with Can't Get Right Couple fairly fast in a sense. So for you guys to really help us move that fast alone is enormously, we're grateful for what you guys did and for what you guys are doing. We're not going to be pushy in 2019, but we're going to be a little bit more aggressive with getting ourselves out there as such, and asking you guys to share this video, to tell people about the Can't Get Right Couple, to tell people about the YouTube page, to tell people about the podcast and all that kind of stuff. You know, where usually, you know, I sit back and I watch people who are successful. They're not pushy, but they're aggressive in what they want to, you know, in their dreams. And they push it and they push it and they push it. And that's how they end up successful, because they don't sit back and worry about if 2 or 3 people is going to be like, well, won't they just sit down? Why they always got to keep posting stuff? Why they got to keep talking? We're going to talk in 2019, but I'm not going to go too far. But yeah, share the video. Tell people about the Can't Get Right Couple. Tell people to go check out the YouTube page. You know, one thing I noticed about like YouTube pages is a lot of ratchet stuff. Then those are the people who, not all of them, not always the case, but those are the guys, those are the videos that get the 3, 4 million, 10 million views for something ratchet. Well, we're not going to come ratchet, people. We're going to come right. We're going to come with the purpose of helping relationships be healthy and happy.
Yep.
So if we get 1 view on YouTube, then you know what? Hopefully the person that's seen it, they got something out of it. And that's our goal.
Yep.
Thank
so
you,
we're
guys.
going to close this out by saying thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you tons.
And please don't forget that part 2 will be coming out soon of this series.
Yes.
That sounds good.
The series.
The series.
Yes.
The Can't Get Right
So
Couple
we are the
Can't Get Right Couple.
I'm Tawana.
I'm Michael.
And we enjoy having you tonight. Have a wonderful day.